If you missed out on buying XRP, XLM, Hbar before they had a massive rally towards the upside, well guys, you could well miss this move completely if you continue to sit on the sidelines, but I'm not going to tell you to FOMO in. I'm going to show you exactly what you can be doing right now if you missed out on those pumps to be able to secure some bags in those of your favorite coins. As well as that, I'm going to discuss exactly where we are in the crypto market right now and a number of different indicators that no one is talking about that show you where we're going. Hit the like button. Let's do it. Here we are, guys, over on a Bitcoin chart that probably you haven't seen before. Now, there is two sides to all of this, and I understand that many people are in the camp that we are not in a bull market and we're going to roll over and we're going to see a brutal bear market. That's possible. But if you understand what we see in the charts and understand the metrics I'm going to show you slightly later on that no one is talking about, I guarantee, then you'll understand that we could well be in the very, very early stages of a full-blown bull market. Look at this chart right now, okay? So what we can see, this was back at the start of the last bull market around 2020. We can see that we had this kind of like trend line coming down. We then broke beyond it. Many people around this point were considering that we would roll over again and probably see a new low. Bitcoin was going to go to zero. Suddenly it broke up, rallies up, and it hits what, like 68k in a very short space of time, okay? Then we came all the way back down and we've created the exact same pattern. Yeah, we had this breach here, but look, this pattern. We are literally running up against that trend line right this second, and I'll show you. Now, this would indicate that we're going to roll down below, probably, potentially come down to around 25k, which is obviously reasonable, but we may not even see that. And then we could just see a shoot straight towards 100k. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, well, this guy told me that, you know, we haven't had the halving yet. Guys, the smart money needs you to do stupid stuff or the opposite of what they want you to do. Now, just because of the halving, that's a narrative that in the past has played out quite nicely. But the more people are aware of these kind of things, I guarantee you that it's not going to happen again, okay? The more you think you've figured out exactly what's going on, the more the opposite of what you think is going on will happen, okay? Because they need you to do the opposite to be able to make money. They need to be able to sell when it's high, and they need to be able to buy from you when it's low. So they need to be able to manipulate you and get you to do the opposite of what they want to do every single way along the line. So whenever you think that you figured it out and you think that everyone else has figured it out, you probably are all wrong. Unfortunately, that's the way things are. Now, another chart that no one's paying attention to is Bitcoin right now. The 20-week moving average just crossed over the 200-week moving average. We literally haven't seen a point where the 200 moving average was below this line since, you know, before 2015. And look at what happened last time, 2015, when we saw the yellow line cross above the red line. Look at it, boomed all the way up into that brutal bull market. And again, every time we're coming back close, we eventually will start pulling away. Right now, we've kind of broken beyond it. We're getting a golden cross, guys. This is extremely bullish, but no one is paying attention. Now, before we look at how to enter the likes of XRP, XLM, and Hbar, which is very key, we need to understand where we are, okay? This is what's building towards right now. Now, this is the Wall Street cheat sheet, which obviously we've looked at before, and if you're following other YouTubers, Jason Pizzino talks about this as well. Great stuff, okay? The Wall Street cheat sheet talks about the psychology, the mass psychology at the time in the market. And it's time and time again, pretty much faultless, okay? Disbelief and then into hope. I think that we are kind of moving between a disbelief and a hope phase. Notice once we see the top of hope coming in, we have a little drop, and then we go into this kind of area where people are still kind of feeling that maybe it's going to tail off and maybe you have people sitting on the fence. Eventually you'll get to optimism, by which point Bitcoin is likely going to be around 40k plus. Not only that, but all your favorite altcoins by that point will probably have already doubled, maybe even tripled in value. By which point, you know, you're going to get in late, you're going to get involved in this euphoria phase, you're not going to have been in the market that long, and then probably you'll get caught up in the big dumps as well. So we're identifying that we're probably around here. And you're like, how can we possibly be around here? You know, we're 100% down, going to roll over, 100% this is going to happen. Look, that's disbelief. That's what that means, okay? When people are no longer angry and depressed. I mean, some people are probably depressed, right? But people are kind of over that point right now because we've seen a big push this year. We're out of that area. That was kind of into this area, and I think we are moving out towards disbelief. Many people think it's a sucker's rally. But remember what I was saying. The market or the big money relies on you getting back into crypto and getting more people back into crypto to be able to push it forward. They've all been filling their bags over the last few months. Now they need everyone to push in and feed the market. And they can't do that without starting to move the price a bit. And they've already been filling their bags. Okay, we're going to start to see the markets move. We've seen Bitcoin getting announced on the news. We see BlackRock ETF. We see lots of things coming in to try and drive the attention towards the public now. Why is that? It's because the big money wants you to come into the space, but you're not in the space yet, so they need to get your attention. How do I know there's not that many people in the space? Well, this website is called socialblade.com, which is a very interesting website. Now, it shows crypto YouTubers. Now, when you first got into crypto, you probably started to go, well, maybe there's some videos on crypto, and you started to search for them. You didn't tend to come across them by chance. And then you would have come across a few channels out there, one of which, probably Benjamin Cowan, who talks some really good technical knowledge on Bitcoin and stuff like that. Now, I don't necessarily agree 100% with everything he has to say, that's fine, but it's always important to pay attention to everything around you. But what's really important, Benjamin Cowan, who has 784,000 subscribers, literally at the moment, per month, he's actually been losing subscribers, okay? Here, he's lost 1,000 subscribers, he's gained 1,000. You know, at the top of the bull market, he gained in 1 month 138,000 subscribers. Now, there's other YouTubers who will likely be the ones that you come into contact with first when you arrive in crypto YouTube, whether you like them or not. The next one, Crypto, because these are the Bitcoin guys. They talk about Bitcoin all the time, and that's the entry point. People enter into crypto in Bitcoin. Crypto, during the last bull market, was gaining monthly subscribers. He gained 93,000 subscribers in 1 month. That's ludicrous, okay? And now he's consistently losing 1,000 subscribers per month. It's not because he's got worse. His crypto content is still pretty much the same, consistent as it was before. It's just perhaps less suitable for someone who's been in the space a bit longer and more suitable for beginners, which is why he's sort of starting to shrink, because there's no new blood coming into YouTube to watch crypto videos right now. Another one, BitBoy Crypto. Love him or hate him, come down below. During the last bull market, he got 227,000 subscribers in the month of February 2021, top of the bull market, and now he's losing consistently, well, 10,000 down, 10,000 down, and you know, might have been because some stuff that he's been talking about recently, but really guys, because no one is entering the space right now. The space is so quiet. So, what do we anticipate happening next? Let's jump across to the Bitcoin chart. We know that this area for Bitcoin is of importance, absolute essential importance. Last time we came up against one of these, we had a big break towards the upside. We're now slowly slipping down here. And you're right, you know, absolutely, there is a chance that we could roll down here. But do you know that for sure? Do you know 100% certainty that the price is going to be lower than this at some point? The answer, I would imagine, is probably no. But do you know for sure, and I hope the answer to this is yes, because you're interested in crypto, that the price of Bitcoin is going to be worth more than $29,000 at some point? The answer should be yes, okay? The answer should be that we are continuing to grow as a cycle over a longer period of time towards the upside, which means we are at a discount now, knowing that the price could go lower, but we don't know, but the price is more than likely going to go higher, which makes it a good investment right now. I'm not telling you to invest, just saying, if you look at the very simple fundamentals of the price at some point will be higher and it may not go lower, it's a good time for me to be investing. So what do we know about the altcoins? We know when Bitcoin pumps, we're likely to see aggressive moves in the altcoins, and we are starting to run out of time. Let's look at XRP and understand a few bits and pieces here. Now we can see some interesting things that have happened for XRP, and obviously we know what happened. And I know what you do, guys, because I see it over and over again. My free Telegram, link down below, get into the free Telegram. We can discuss away to your heart's content crypto. Loads of really good, important information in there all the time. And we're going to do some giveaways and things like that coming up. XRP's just had a really big positive bit of news. People are like, do I get in now? Now, most people will do this. They'll wait for the big pumps, then they will try and get in, or they'll be like, I need to wait for it to come back down. There is always the chance that XRP might come back down, but there's always a chance that it won't. So what we need to do is identify something really interesting and important, called a buy zone. And no matter how many times I'll tell you, people continue to still ask me that question. I actually made a video on XRP, I think yesterday, saying that it could well end up back down in a buy zone, which is literally what it's done. Now, guys, I want you to not pay attention too much to that big candle over here. But what we need to know is when we have big pumps, we need to wait for a pullback because it's going to happen at some point. I don't know whether it happens down here, I don't know whether it happens up here, but for the good of my mind and my health, I need to wait for pullbacks because I don't know whether we pump and we suddenly dump all the way back down again, and it happens. But what we can see from this nice big pullback is we establish an area of interest. You can see that once we get down to this level, we then start to get brought back up again. We come down again and we get this here. This is my first confirmation or first idea, shall we say. This is my second confirmation. This is the third, and then we actually get a fourth bite of the cherry. When we're in on the fourth time, you can see this pattern coming in here. Morning star, I believe, candlestick pattern. This to me shows a good potential for XRP to push out of this area, back up towards this top, back up towards this high, 26%. Now, am I guaranteeing that we're going to get a push higher? No, but you want to be buying in if you're going to be buying into the coin because you like what they're doing or achieving, in the case of XRP, for example, when they've already had that pullback. Because now you're going to be much calmer because that move is going to be much more gradual, okay? If it comes down, it might slowly slip down. But the problem with buying the pumps is that there are probably tons of people who bought XRP here. Currently, they're set around 25% or what, 20% down, right? Could be months before they get out of that. Who knows? Whereas if you're patient and you get down here, you've got a far better chance of being up straight away than you have being down straight away. Psychologically, this is much better for you. Let's look at XLM. Similar things, right? XLM had that real nice pullback. We then get into an area that we see some buying pressure coming from. It wasn't significant, but you can see this was the bottom of the wick that showed buying pressure. So we can do again. We can draw a box on that wick and wait. It's not likely to just come back wick and go all the way up again, okay? Sometimes it might, but you can see it will eventually pull back. We don't want to go in on the first one. We need confluence. We need to wait. We get one push. We get a second one. Look what happens. Look at all this buying pressure that comes on the second time we revisit this box. And then on the third time, I know for sure that we're not going to be moving lower, but we're just going to be moving higher. Look, and I told you in my groups to get in here, number 3, pretty much. From there, what do we see? We see a push aggressively all the way up 39%, currently sat up 24%. Whereas if you dove in, don't know, then you'll be sat like 20% down right now. And at some point you would have been 40% down. Much easier, right? To just jump in with a plan. And the problem you've all got, and I understand this, is that you don't necessarily have a plan. What I have right now is a list of cryptos that I have, cryptos that I want, and that's basically all you need. If there's cryptos that I want, or I'm already planning on buying more of, let's say Solana or XLM or Algorand, then, let's have a look at Algorand. Then we're going to have a plan in place for these coins. And then I don't just pay attention to them when they're pumping. I know that if they're going to pump, I need to just wait for them to come back down. Okay? Because otherwise I'm just filling up someone else's sale. Someone after that pump is trying to sell off. And if you do that, you will just be filling up their sales. Algorand right now looks very good, okay? We know that it's real low down. On a shorter time frame, you can see it had that nice pump, it's pulled back, and then a couple of times it's got into this area. You got one push here, a second push. Will it get back down here? I don't know for sure, but I'm happier buying in on that pullback. Another thing that's really started to frustrate me as well, I just want to show you a Casper chart. Casper, guys, has been absolutely rocketing, right? And I understand. Everyone wants to look at the shiny object that's pumping like crazy. Casper, since, back at the start of June, is up 187%. The higher something goes, the bigger the chances that people are going to take money out. Imagine if you just made 187%. You should be probably taking profits at this point. Remember, the higher it goes, less people are going to be buying, more people are going to be selling. Stop paying attention to these coins and we go, oh, how do I get back into it? How do I get back into it? Guys, here, Casper, let's see. If it carries on going, then, you know, we need to wait. We still need to wait. I don't know what's going to happen, whether it's going to keep going higher or not. Here's a buy zone for Casper. I'm going to do this because I'm obviously, you know, in this case, I might have missed it. Right click, add alert on Casper. And then if it gets back in, I can say buy zone. Buy zone, what we Casper. Buy zone Casper, create. Then what's going to happen is if Casper gets back into here, it's going to send me a message saying it's in a buy zone. And guess what? I can just not look at Casper for ages. Not think, oh, I missed out Casper. There's always going to be another coin. There's always going to be another day. Don't get so attached to these coins that are already pumped. It's weird, okay? Stop being a weirdo. Go and look for coins that haven't pumped yet. It's obvious. Coins have dumped, they're more likely to pump. If they've already pumped, they're more likely to dump. Easy. Okay? This I've identified as a buy zone because we've had a good pullback here. We had a wick. That wick just there. We then got another pullback, and then you can see we bought up. Nice. Okay, if we pull back into this area again, we have a good chance to buy again because we know that big money likes to buy here because it pushes Casper aggressively up. And if it comes back down, it breaches the buy zone, comes lower, and I get another chance. But imagine if you bought this top now and then suddenly tomorrow you wake up and you're up and you're down 19%. It's going to happen. Casper might keep going. It's running out now into a high somewhere around here. It wouldn't shock me if we had a pullback. Last time Casper got into this area, within like a couple of days, it did this. It went down like 33%. Don't get stuck in this, guys. So obvious, okay? The time is running out to be buying into those coins for sure. But be patient. Don't need to FOMO. Just wait for the opportunity. If you want to know more, you want to discuss more about what's going on, then get into my free Telegram. Link down below in the description. Hope you enjoyed that realistic update. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you in the very next video.